Hey, how's it going guys? Ricky Summer here, and today I've come back in time to play Revenant for the very first time. But first, a message from our sponsor.
Firestone. We'll make it all better.
Alright guys, welcome back to Warframe. Revenant. I've had my eye on Revenant for quite some time, just like because of his general aesthetic. He's a ghosty boy, potentially mildly undead, which you know I'm into. I don't know anything about him. I think I've heard people reference similarities to maybe Nyx or Necros, but I'm not sure in what capacity, whether that's functionally or thematically. In any case, I'm very excited. Let's jump into the abilities. Alright, let's check the passive first. Here we go. Shield depletion smashes enemies within 7.5 meters with a 100 damage knockdown shockwave. Shield depletion? Okay, alright. So I actually don't know off the top of my head if there's a way to affect shield regen time. But I'm thinking like we want our shields to be as low as possible so that they're constantly popping, right? We want to pop them, pop, regen, so we're constantly knocking individuals down. That's actually a really interesting passive. I'm excited to play around with that. Okay, enthrall? Okay, here we go. Convert a target into a zealous thrall. I'm there. I'm already there. Thralls turn on their allies and enthrall through damage. Wait. Do they continue to enthrall others through the damage that they do? They do? I think? Infectious thrallage? Holy shit, guys, come on. On death, they disintegrate into a damaging pillar of energy. The thrall horde remains under Revenant spell until this ability runs out. So it's a 15-second duration, 10-meter range. Oh man. Okay, like wait, so we're going duration for sure on Revenant. That's oh my Christ. Yes. Alright, now I see. That's what I'm talking about. That's my kind of shit right there. Okay. Mesmer skin. Become enveloped in sentient energy, redirecting damage and stunning all those who dare attack. Stunned enemies can be enthralled at no energy cost. Okay, so yeah, I see the similarities to Necros, and that's very, very cool. Just yeah, it just possesses individuals. I'm here for it. Honestly, fantastic. I'm poking out of my gourd already. It's good. It's been a good couple weeks for frames. Listen, what's next? Reeve, look at the severity of this icon here. That's making me very uncomfortable. Well, let's see what it's about. Dash through enemies as a wall of sentient energy, leeching shields and health from any encountered. Enhanced for wait. Enhanced for thralls. Oh, so hang on. If we dash through thralls, we get more? Is that right? So I mean, alrighty, we've got thrall, like minion pet class kind of nonsense here, plus life leech, which you know I'm hugely into. Like if I ever have the freedom to do so in really any sort of game, but traditionally ARPGs, I'm gonna pick the minion class, especially if it's a necromancer, and I'm gonna go with life leech. I'm really into those two mechanics, just in general. So Revenant is delivering in spades. Here we go. Dance macabre. Ooh, a little bit of macabre. Erupt with a multitude of Eidolon energy beams and sweep a circle of death around Revenant. Oh, okay. Disco frame. I mean, could he get any more pog? Apparently so. The beams will modify their damage type to target select defenses, while incoming damage is redirected back into the beams. What? Hold fire to boost status effects and damage at the cost of increased energy consumption. Thralls killed by this ability leave overshield pickups. What the I mean, that's very complex. That's a lot to pass, but that sounds huge. So it does damage, then like saps back the damage. Like, we got to play around with that. That one, yeah, I'm going to have to come back and reread that and play around with it, because that's a little bit confusing. So damage per second, 500. Boosted, okay, so that's if, like, we get the feedback, it boosts the damage. Okay, I think I get it. That's really interesting. That's an odd one, but interesting. Let's have a look at some of the tips. Revenant is immune to the magnetic waters of the plains of Eilon at night? Is he the only one that is? That's pretty cool. Not like, it's like heavily situational, but cool nonetheless. Enthralled enemies can still be damaged by Revenant and his allies. Cull the hurt to keep enthralling new enemies. Oh, right. Because they spread. But my question is, does each new spreading of enthrallment reset the 15-second timer? Or is it 15 seconds from the initial enthrallage? But yeah, that's really interesting. So it's still active. Remember what I've talked about before where you can have these passive abilities, but some frames will have them as purely passive and some frames will have them as you trigger, but then you have to kind of maintain them. That's very cool. I like that we have to sort of manage the horde. Very interesting. Enthralled enemies do not benefit from other enemy buffs while under control. Other enemy buffs. Okay, so if they've got buffs from their friendos, they become, I guess, allies, I suppose. Cast Enthrall on an enemy that has been stunned by Mesmer Skin at no energy cost. Oh, so that's how we bypass the energy costs. They don't get enthralled from Mesmer Skin, rather it just cuts the cost. That's still very cool. That's very cool. Cast Mesmer Skin when reviving allies to prevent damage and stun any enemies who attempt to interrupt. Yes, of course. I mean, we don't need to because we've got Spoiler Frame, but yeah. That's pretty rad. Another option. Cast Reeve while Dance Macabre is active to halve its energy cost. Increase Reeve's travel distance with ability duration mods. Travel distance with ability duration. That's interesting. Okay, that's a good tip because that's not intuitive at all. Noted. Cast Reeve onto an ally while Mesmer Skin is active to share a single charge with them. Fantastic. He's a team player. You love to see it. Cast Reeve on enthralled enemies to restore Mesmer Skin charges. Yeah, okay, so there's a few synergies here. We've got to play around with them a little bit for me to fully understand what's going on. Last tip. Dance Macabre's beams detonate energy pillars left by Revenant's thralls. Oh, okay. Cast Enthrall first to set up an explosive combo. That's... oh my Christ. Oh my Christ. Alright, this is potentially huge. I really, really like, even if just the enthralling mechanic I'm into, but then there's so much more involved here. So, I don't really like my fashion here. I tried to go for a little bit of gold spackle. I think that's so far back off to a bad start. So let's just set that to default. He's sort of weirdly hollowed out here and it makes me very uncomfortable, but I think we're closer to the mark here. Let's have a look at animations though. Oh, the pelvis first? A bold statement for sure. Or the Revenant Agile? That's quite a unique one. Revenant Noble? I like that too. I do. This is Sophie's choice. Let's go Agile. Alright, let's have a quick look at mods before we jump into survival. So first up, look, I guess Energy Siphon. A nice default strategy there. What else do we want? We want duration, right? So we want prime continuity because that's going to increase the enthralling duration to 20 seconds straight off the bat, but also Reeve, right, that's really interesting. So it's not distance, but rather time that's measured in. Curious if true. What about Intensify? What does that do to us? Increases the damage per second for Enthrall, increases the number of charges on Mesmer Skin. I think it's a play. And then, like, it's a bit Sophie's choice in terms of where we go with shields or whatnot. He's a shielded boy. So, I don't know, maybe the strat is not to use and abuse the passive to constantly knock down individuals. Maybe we want to lean into the shields. So, to that end, I will do that. I will lean into the shields for the moment. And that looks like it's going to be it for now. Alright, let's jump into survival. Alright, I'm feeling cocky, so we're going back to Sedna. Let me drop some enthrallment, and let's watch it go. So that man's enthralled. Look at him. It's beautiful, really, if you think about it. He's not very good, though. Okay, let's do it on someone else. If old Kurt Russell here doesn't mop the floor with them to start with. Okay, so if we enthrall a couple of dudes, there we go. It's starting to spread. That's the strat. That's the strat. You love to see it. It's honestly beautiful. Look at him go. What cuties. My special little guys. My special Grenier boys. Okay, let's observe. So the timer runs out and they all run out. Okay, so now we know, yeah, that 15, 20-second timer is across the board. It doesn't extend, doesn't reset. So this is in theory quite economical. We can just like pop 1 or 2 and we're good to go here. Now the question is, hold on. If I pop it again, it restarts the timer, but does that restart it for the ones that are pre-existing? Or does it maintain them? That's the question. So we've got one there. If I pop it again, come on, it won't let me? It's not letting me pop. Ability not ready. Oh, you can't repop? I thought we could. Okay, I guess, look, that makes it a little bit simpler, right? Our shields are through the roof, though, just quietly. So I thought I could pop 2 of them at once. We need to do more testing here. Maybe it was an optical illusion. Maybe it just spread. Oh, look. Okay, it's spreading pretty fast, though. You guys seeing this? This is great. This is great, man. All right, now I wonder if I can just sit here and let them pop my shields. It's a risky maneuver, but I want to try out the passive. Come on, guys. Pile on in. Let's go. We got some shields to pop. Smack me up. Hit me. Hurt me. Okay. So, like, not a huge knockback, but there's a little bit there. That's fine. All right, we got Mesmer Skin. You guys ready to stun some enemies? Here we go. Yo, look at that. Oh, he just straight stuns? That's incredible. Okay, and then the charges are over. I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm here for it. I'm ready. So we've got a big clump of... Oh, man, they're all enthralled. Oh, it's friggin' beautiful, man. We cull some of them. We let them spread. It's honestly stunning. This is heavily great. All right, guys, we got Reeve ready to go. You ready to Reeve? You ready to Christopher Reeves through these individuals? Let's go. Leech. Schlurp. Yo, we got... Our shields are heavy as hell. Okay, let's try this again. So I seem to remember there being a little synergy between Reeve and the enthrallment. But let's revive Kurt Russell real quick before we give it a try. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Reeve. It's got a little bit of a delay on it. The thing is, like, we don't die. We don't die as Revenant. So it's kind of hard to test it. How can we leech that which we already have, you know? But I guess that's just a general testament to the power and majesty of my man Revenant. The Ghost Lord himself. Yo, Dad showed up. Look, you know it's a blessed frame. You know it's a blessed first run of a frame. When our Lord and Savior Dad shows up. Look at him go. What a beautiful Lord. He's repping Kuva Ogress. I still haven't got the Ogress, by the way. I've just scooped up a Lich that's going to finish me with the Tsar. I'm very excited about that. I hear it's heavy pog. We'll do a video about that for sure. But, look. I've passed up on the Ogress a few times in favor of other individuals. And maybe that was the wrong choice, but that's the choice we've made. Alright, legit, I just went 30 minutes in survival on Sedna and, like, didn't even break a sweat. We do not die as Revenant, but I had to slide out, get my affinity bonus so I could slide back in, and now we're, what, rank 13? So I can try this disco ball individual here. Alright, let's pop the 4. I'm ready. We can move. We can move. We can dance. We can sing! And I can slide around. Oh, this is beautiful. This is stunning. Okay, so that uses all that energy. Let's try this again. So remember the tip said that we have to build up a healthy thrall presence first. So let's get some energy back. Okay, let's get thralling. Also, I think I understand the culling of thralls a little bit better. So, you know, we get our thrall army going, and then I think we probably want to shoot down any of the lobby mods that are enthralled. Because then it's going to keep spreading to the higher level mobs and they're going to do more damage, right? Let me know in the comments. Does that ring true? Does that make sense to you? Okay, so we got some boys. Let's pop the 4. I mean, look. It's a war crime regardless, make no mistake. Furthermore, I think the issue I was having before, where I was confused about not being able to recast Thrall. I think that just had to do with the Thrall limit. So hence culling some Thralls will allow us to re-enthrall some new individuals. Look, you love to see it. Revenant, man. Alright, we're back. Listen, I totally forgot to check the description for Revenant. Check this out. Rise from the broken remains of the Eidolon to seduce an army of zealous thralls. Seduction pog. Okay, very, very cool. He reads complex in some of his abilities, but I get him, it's fine. So the strat, I think, is we want to keep Mesmer Skin up at all times, if possible, because that then allows us to enthrall staggered enemies for free, and then we get the thrall reaction going. With Reeve, I was thinking like we stop, we do it, and I was concerned of like the little pause there. No. It seems to function best when you have like a running start. You do not stop. You keep going, you press 3, you Reeving up a storm. It's great. It also allows us to cut through enemies if we need to like get to the life support real quick. So that's a really great, just like bypassing enemies ability, aside from the life leech as well, which I actually didn't really find much of a use for because the shields are so stupidly huge. Once we get over shields from Dance Macabre, then like I think I got up to like 2,000 shields with the overshields, which was pretty magnificent. You love to see it, honestly. So I get how this works now. I still need to play around with it a little more, and certainly in situations where the enemies are tougher, because right now I'm just like killing instantly with Dance Macabre. So once we can actually get some damage and absorb that damage and redirect it into the beams, I can see that being really, really useful. Wow, okay. Let's have a look at mods and let's talk about augments. Okay, so as it stands, I'm actually really, really happy with what we currently have. Our duration on Enthrall is up to 33 seconds. Our damage per second is just shy of 1,000. Number of charges is 5.2. I assume that rounds down to 5 on Mesmer Skin. And duration is 4 seconds. Hang on, what's the duration about? I think that's the stun. Duration probably pertains to the stun. So what would I add on top of this? God, I don't know. Maybe just for quality of life, range, so that we can enthrall from a little further away. I mean, that won't fit currently. I also want streamline. Now, I'm kind of toying around with the idea of maybe we don't need that. We don't need to go that hard on shields, but I kind of want to. I think for the sake of leveling, considering damage is, like, I went 30 minutes in survival and only just then did damage start to become a problem. And even so, enthralling is, I mean, we're going to get some damage from those guys, from the already pogged out enemies, so that's not a problem. So I'm kind of inclined to maybe stick with survivability for the moment until we're maxed up. This is a rare occurrence. Rarely do I start off with a collection of mods that I end up quite liking. Also, I forgot to put the arcanes on. Don't judge me, please. I was once like you. Okay, let's have a look at some augments. I'm a little bit dismayed, but curious to find that there are only 2 augments for Revenant. Is he a newer frame? In any case, let's have a look at the both of them. First up, Thrall Pact. Enthrall Augment. Gain plus 25% primary weapon damage for each active Thrall. I want it. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I need that in my life. Holy shit, that's fantastic. Yeah. Ooh. Just like, oh. I mean, do I even need to explain it? I don't need it's clear, it's right there, and I need it. Okay, next one. Blinding Reeve. Reeve Augment. Enemies hit are blinded by fog for 10 seconds. That's also incredible. That's also fantastic, and I think I need it in my life. Where do you get them from? Parent Sequence? I'm with Parent Sequence. I can deal with that. Okay, yeah. That's freaking fantastic, guys. I mean, I had a feeling I was going to enjoy Revenant. It's like the Fortnite of Pog right now. Chroma, Revenant, I'm pogged out of my gourd. We've also got Kuvazar that I got to play around with. But for the moment, let's do the time jump, and I'll see you once Revenant is all maxed up. Alright guys, listen. Welcome back to Warframe. Revenant. Remember when I said we don't die as Revenant? That's not true. I have died as Revenant because my Lich has Toxin. Speaking of which, we're actually doing a Murmur mission here. I'm so close. I'm so close to getting Kuvazar. I'm ready. Shield bypassing damage aside, we don't die as Revenant. And Chad agrees with me. So, interestingly enough, firstly... Never mind, I've been spotted. Alright. So, I've actually got 2 builds to look through after we do our little recap max rank gameplay session here. Do I still love Revenant? Hell yeah, I do. Yeah, he's fantastic. Let me scoop up some energy here. He's a fantastic boy. My opinion of him and perception of him hasn't actually changed that much from the start of the video. I was mostly right with my prediction of how you play him. You keep the 2 running at all times, if at all possible. We've currently got 11 charges by default, I believe, with our current selection of modes. And then we just pop the... Never mind. we don't pop enthrall, but when we can pop enthrall, look, I'll tell you what. I don't always pop enthrall, but when I do, I do it to Grenier exclusively, I guess. I don't know. That one could have come out better. I found I really value Reeve just in those situations, right? Like, imagine this whole staircase is filled with Grenier and you can't get through. Well, if you got Reeve, it's not even a problem, right? So even just from that standpoint, I'm loving Reeve. I'm told also, like, you can get it to the point where if you're Reeving through enthralled enemies, it's basically a one-shot on even very hard enemies, which excites me a great deal. The only ability that I haven't used much, and it's for the same reason that I didn't use it initially, is Dance Macabre. And I was really shocked to find that there wasn't a lot of love for Dance Macabre in chat. But let's give it a try. I'm dancing, it's macabre, I'm out of energy already, so that's a problem. Oh, okay, yo, this is weird. There are no more enemies in this level. Is that right? And it's telling me to go to extraction, but it's a red... Alright, let's head on back to the orbiter. Yo, Revenant. I'm into him. I like his kit, I like his look. My man is enthralling individuals in a very spectral fashion, and it spreads as well. Huge. Look, there's like 2 of my favorite things right there in one ability. Fantastic. Mesmer Skin, I'm finding very useful. Reeve, surprisingly, very useful. Probably one of my favorite traversal abilities at the moment. I think it's very usable, and I just like it. The only thing I'm not too sure about is Dance Macabre. I think it is useful, it's just situational, and I haven't really found myself in that situation. It's either sapping me of energy too quickly, or I'm just killing too quickly with it, so it's not really getting the feedback. Hang on, unless it is, and that's why it's killing quickly. I don't know about that. Anyway, chat didn't seem to think too much of Dance Macabre anyway. But look, I'm into him. I like the frame. I think I'm going to use him a lot. Like, we're actually in high rotation meta here with Revenant. Okay, let's have a look at the builds. Okay, so with chat's guidance, we actually ended up with 2 separate builds here. Firstly, chat said just strength. You know, intensify in any way, shape, or form, load it on there, that's what we want. So this was the sort of general consensus chat build. I would need to form her a little bit and actually upgrade Power Drift, which I didn't realize I had. And this seems like a pretty rad mod I might actually start using in other builds. But as it stands, we've got 1865 damage on Enthrall. It's up to 40 seconds duration, and we can go 1.35 seconds with Reeve. However, we have another build here, and you notice I took off redirection. That's because my Lich has toxin, so it was basically useless anyway. Then we have this other build here that was suggested by some perhaps controversial voices in chat. The Umbrals, and this actually gets us up to 1915 damage on Enthrall. The downside is we don't have duration at all, so we're at the default 30 seconds, which actually ended up not being too bad. I was expecting that to really be an issue, but it was fine. Even Reeve, I haven't been hurting for distance with no duration on there. Would I like duration? Yes, I would. But as it stands, with no formers, and I think I will actually end up formering Revenant because I like him that much. He is high rotation meta. With no formers is fine. Ladies and gentlemen, I beseech you. Incredible, incredible. I've been looking forward to Revenant for quite some time. I'm so glad that he is everything he was cracked up to be. He's everything I wanted, and at least a little bit more. Like I said, heavy, high rotation meta. What a time to be alive. What an absolute, magnificent, stupendous time, phenomenal time for new frames. But now it's your turn. Head on down to the comments below the like button. Give me your tips, give me your tricks, give me your anecdotes about Revenant. How do you use him? Where do you use him? And why? Why is he magnificent or not? But for the moment, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to gently caress that like button. Be excellent to each other. And I'll see you next time. Ricky Summer. Out.